Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another video. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what we got for you right now. If you like the classic cars from Japan, and when I mean classic, I mean the beginnings of some of these brands. Well, you're looking at the right video. And as you're looking at the video, you might say, "Are you sure this is a Japanese car? It looks more like a European car to me, maybe like a British car." Nope, this is not a British car, my friends. This is a Datsun. What we got in front of us right now, it's a 143 scale 1956 Datsun 112. And when we're talking about the Datsun altogether, 112, it started as a 110 series. So they got the 110, the 112, and the 113. These are the very beginnings of the Nissan Bluebird. When Nissan, it was not called Nissan back then. I guess it was called Datsun. I'm not sure how the story between Nissan and Datsun worked. I know Datsun is a very old brand from back in the days, and they then merged with Nissan, or Nissan bought over Datsun. Not fully sure about the story, but let me get to this car where we have right now. This beauty right here came out is the very first model of this mega series of the Nissan Bluebird. It came out in 1955 all the way down to 1957. So it didn't last it for that many years. It basically only lasted for 3 years, 55, 56, 57, yeah, 3 years. And it was considered a compact car. It only came as a four-door sedan, no wagons, no convertibles, no coupes. Nope, only the one that you see right in front of us. I like the color. I gotta say, for a 1950s model, it was pretty modern, and I appreciate they don't they don't have to be boring. They could be classics. Back in the days, back in the days, cars were very close minded when it came to colors, either white, black, or gray, or silver if you want to get fancy. But beyond that, many brands did not like to try out other colors to like probably the 60s. I think the 60s opened up a lot of doors with a lot of people change mentality. Young cars don't have to be boring type of idea. But remember, the Japanese market back in the 50s was still very a small market. I mean, small. A lot of people think, oh, Toyota, Nissan, Honda, all of these brands, they're not that old. They're from the 50s and 60s and 70s, some of them. So these are not brands that are from the 20s and 30s like most of the American or European brands. The Asian brands are a lot younger. They opened up a lot afterwards. But now they're mega popular and mega known. Well, not Datsun, but Nissan is. Well, hopefully they stay in. That's another difference. Another story if they still stay in the market because Nissan's not doing very well. But that is another video, another channel, another time. All right, guys, going back to this car, engine wise, not too shabby, not too fancy, just a small 860 cc's four cylinder engine. Transmission, not too fancy either. No automatics up in here. You only have a 4-speed manual. Nothing to brag about, but at least it moves the car from point A to point B. And that's what a lot of these cars, when they came out, Japan was picking up from, they were not the greatest economy back then. So they were just literally picking up from better times. I mean, not so good times that they had before, from the World War, all that, few years after, and all that. All right, guys. I'm gonna let it go around a few times and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So, what do you guys think about this nice little Japanese car from back in the days? These are the very beginnings of the Japanese markets. Don't forget, there were simple cars, small in size, small in engine, practical, not too, not too fancy, but they took mass crowds from point A to point B, and that's what those markets requested and needed it back in the days. And I think it was a car that did its justice for what they were looking people were looking to buy. They didn't want a fancy car. If you want a fancy, they're probably gonna look for a American car back then or probably a European car. So they didn't really go for that. All right, guys, comment below. Have you ever seen this car before? Was it actually exported to your country? One thing I would love people to let me know, which I don't know myself, what are those things right on top of I think the turn signals, but right on top of the fenders in each side. I'm guessing it's the turning signals, but you can confirm with me if you're familiar with it. But it's quite weird. I don't think I've seen a car that had, if it's a turning signal, that has a turning signal so far off from the headlight, or not actually in the area where the headlight will go. It's actually in the fender altogether, closer to more of the driver and passenger door than the front end itself. All right, guys, don't forget to comment below what you guys think about this car. Do you like it? Do you seen them in car shows, or you never seen them before, like me? And now you've seen it for the first time, or you've seen it just in pictures or as a diecast. By the way, before I forget, there's a diecast model, and the brand is Ebbro. Ebbro does quite nice looking models. I think a lot of their models are very similar to other I think from the Rev, if I'm not mistaken, but still I'm not fully sure. But I've seen a lot of their models come from the Rev also. All right, guys, don't forget to give me that beautiful thumbs up that I always appreciate. And don't forget to click and subscribe and click the bell next to the subscribe button that will remind you when I'm posting more videos. Take care of yourselves more than ever, and goodbye.